Hi, this is Swarup Bose. I'm the CEO and founder of Celcius Logistics Solutions.
Swarup, welcome to the Founder Thesis podcast. You're the founder of Celcius, which I guess I could describe it as a ship rocket for cold chain. You know how Shiprocket, the logistics unicorn, is essentially an asset light aggregator. You are doing something similar for the cold chain.
Um, I would see Celsius as a combination of ship rocket, delivery, let's transport, porter, all put together, and an Uber kind of a model. If you look at the kind of services we give,
Hmm.
you end up seeing a shadow of each of these companies
Hmm.
put together, and then Celsius is made.
I thought someone like a Shiprocket is already full stack. Is it not full stack? Like, help me understand what is full stack in cold chain. Like, from point A where it all starts to point Z. Take me through that A to Z.
So in cold chain, when we talk about full stack or end-to-end solution or something like that, it starts either from a farm
Hmm.
where you are looking at fresh produce,
Okay.
or from a manufacturing unit where you're looking at ready to eat or processed foods or something like that. It starts from there. It ends at your consumer's place. It could pass through 7, 8 different layers of storage, handling, distributors, wholesalers, retailers. But our journey ends when the consumer gets a hold of your product.
Okay. Cold chain is not just frozen, from what I understand. Then you're saying even fresh produce, cold chain is used for that.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, our biggest industries are in order are dairy, then comes pharma,
Hmm.
then comes frozen, e-commerce, quick commerce, horeca, modern trade,
Hmm.
agriculture, seafood, meat industry.
Hmm.
All this is cold chain.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Give me a few example chains, like say broccoli. What would the
Right.
chain for broccoli look like? Or say ice cream, what would the chain for that look like? Or like, a couple of example chains, like the A to Z of some of these.
Okay. So one of the most complex supply chains today is very honestly in fruits. We
Okay.
do a huge quantity of that with a Blinkit across India and for a lot of other clients, wholesalers, distributors, where we are looking at picking up fruits from the farm.
Hmm.
I'm talking about fresh, absolutely fresh lychees or absolutely fresh mangoes or absolutely fresh stone fruits from Himachal or apples from Srinagar. These are uh, these are fruits which are plucked at the farm,
Hmm.
process it there. We have a pre-cooling unit, a portable pre-cooling unit, which reduces the temperature of the product immediately. Then we package it at the farm at a collection center. Then we put it in a refrigerated vehicle. Then we take it either to the airport or to a city or to a distribution warehouse, depending upon what location the product is going to.
Hmm.
So we pick it up, package it, we distribute it, we take it to a warehouse. From the warehouse, it is distributed to retailers on in small refrigerated vehicles. From there, in a lot of cases, it goes to the clients with riders carrying special bags which maintain temperature
Hmm.
and to deliver it to the end consumer. So that is what a fruit supply chain, domestic fruit supply chain would look like.
Hmm. Fascinating. So, for Blinkit Fresh Produce, you are managing the cold chain for them, pan
Yeah,
India.
Blinkit is pretty much doing everything in cold chain. In fact, they are one of the only people in India who's spending in cold chain. They are obviously maintaining cold chain means you spend more money,
Hmm.
but what it helps is it reduces wastage. Where annually India records a 23% wastage, almost a 1.3 trillion rupees worth of perishables being wasted every year. We have got a few companies who are now actively looking at saving the product instead of trying to pass on the wasted products cost to the consumers.
Hmm.
The concept is save more, sell more.
Mm.
So to save more, you need to follow a certain cold chain practice. All over the world, big chains like Walmart or Kmart, but these guys have been doing this for years. I'm sure if you have been to US or Europe or anywhere, you would walk into a department store and you would find all the fruits in a chilled compartment or under AC,
Mm.
and you will never just find them lying around non-temperature controlled. That's because the life cycle of a fruit actually increases when you maintain a proper cold chain.
Okay.
Not just for even vegetables and all. When
Mm.
you talk about agriculture produce, pretty much 80-85% of the products need some sort of cold chain for it to be viable enough to sell.
Okay. Um, why would Blinkit do the full chain? Why would it not just find somebody who will directly sell it produce which it directly delivers to the dark stores? Like Blinkit could say, okay, I want 20 kilos of mango in each dark store in Bangalore at 8 a.m. I'll just find a vendor who will deliver those 20 kilos of mangoes to each of those dark stores. Like, what's the logic for a company like Blinkit to invest in cold chain?
Two reasons. One is cost, other is quality.
Hmm.
What happens is when you call for something to be directly delivered to the dark store, you have no control over the quality. It is quite possible that the products are not organically grown. They are not grown with the right methods. They could be artificially altered. Fruits can be given a color so that they look very fresh, but they are not.
Hmm.
Uh, there is absolute zero control over quality when you are not able to trace the origin of the product.
Hmm.
And then obviously the cost. The number of middlemen between a farmer and a consumer, the farmer doesn't earn anything in this. The middlemen get richer, and the consumer pays for all of that.
Hmm.
So the concept, not just with Blinkit, every other large chain out there, they have started understanding one thing, that if you want to deliver quality at a good cost, you need to go back to the source. A farm to fork, which was earlier just a line, is actually happening in India. It's taking shape. We are still at a very early stage,
Hmm.
but we are looking at a revolution where a farm to fork is actually happening.
And the quick commerce companies are the ones who are leading that charge of farm to fork.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Companies like Blinkit, Amazon, Big Basket, all these guys are actively looking at solving this problem.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, and we have been working with Blinkit for more than a year and a half now,
Hmm.
and we have seen phenomenal growth in how we are handling. A variety of products and fresh produce and leafy vegetables. Uh, does require innovation, does require innovative thinking on how to solve it at a good cost,
Hmm.
not be but we are getting there.
And in this cold chain, how is the ownership split between you and Blinkit? For example, who negotiates prices with farmers? Who does quality check at various stages? What's the split of ownership?
Okay, so negotiating with farmers, paying them, all belongs to Blinkit.
Hmm.
uh, at the farm level, quality check is done by both of us, and the entire supply chain ownership of quality is on us. So we make sure the temperature is maintained. We obviously have a tech platform which is giving online data. It's a
Hmm.
live form, so you can see the product temperature, humidity, status, location, everything online.
Hmm.
So we give that transparent, the visibility to the client.
Hmm.
But from our side, we own the quality of the product once it reaches our hands.
How does a logistics company know what is the right quality of mango? Like, how do you check quality? Wouldn't you need like an agro expert to say that yes, this mango is good quality, not good quality, etc.? And do you also do like I believe large part of agro supply chain is also about sorting into different categories, like premium grade and sub premium grade and so on. So do you do all that also? Or
Okay, so this is how it works. At a collection center, which is normally at a farm level, we have got Zepto officials who are doing this premium and sub-premium grading and checking material. They visit the farms along with our people. So we are there so that we can give them all the support on supply chain. But the sorting they do. They pick up what they need. And yes, you can judge a mango by its shape, size, aroma, color. There are a lot of factors in which the price of a product goes up and down. So this responsibility lies with Blinkit, guys.
Okay. So your
We
responsibility is temperature. Essentially,
are
when you say quality, the quality means
yes.
temperature. That it
You
should.
give us a product, we make sure the product actually goes in that same shape, size, and color right up to your house. That's our responsibility.
Okay, like there should be no physical damage due to mishandling,
Yes.
no damage due to loss of temperature, things like that.
Product will start ripening very fast. They'll over ripen.
Hmm.
So by the time it reaches your warehouse, say 30% of the product is already ripe. You cannot sell it anymore because by the time you get it to your retailers, it's overripe.
Okay, okay. Very interesting. So, how you are a new player in this, but cold chain as a concept has been around since forever. I believe you're like a COVID baby in a way. Um, what's the legacy way in which this industry operates? How does the cold chain industry operate from a legacy perspective? How would a legacy player be operating versus how are you doing things differently?
So the company is a COVID baby. Started at the end of 2020, but I have been in cold chain for almost 20 years now. So the journey of Celcius started 20 years back when I got into cold chain. Earlier business was also into manufacturing of cold chain products. Traditionally, people have been working on assets. We need to put 100 vehicles because the client asked for it. We need a cold storage here because the clients are asking for it. There is a
And
lot of demand in this area. Let me put a cold storage.
and these are
Uh,
different vendors, like the storage vendor, the vehicle vendor. These are separate companies, or one company can do storage, vehicle, everything.
Generally, a warehouse guy does 75% warehouse, 25% vehicles,
Okay,
and a footer does 100% vehicles.
okay.
So transport and warehousing are two very different business with very different logistical requirements. So people generally keep it separate.
Okay.
So traditionally, it has been asset owners creating assets. Very honestly, not solutions. It's the same thing, rinse and repeat kind of a cycle. There is a demand in Delhi. Let's put up a cold storage in Delhi. How do we solve for distribution in Chandigarh? That's not really our headache. Whoever wants to distribute in Chandigarh, they will figure it out. We will give space for storing. As opposed to what we do in Celsius is you want distribution in Chandigarh. Is it good if I give you a space in Delhi? Should I look for a space in Chandigarh? Will you also need local deliveries? So you will also need small vehicles. Your quantity is less, so you'll need riders. Let me put up the riders. What else? Do you want to go from Chandigarh to Ludhiana? Okay, let's look at a solution there. Will it be better for you? Will that help you reduce costs? We will look at rail as a transport. So that's the change in thought process behind a traditional player and what we do.
Okay. So typically, how this would operate, like say like Big Bazaar, how they would have been procuring would be through a, like they would have probably got hundreds of vendors that they would be working with, like some for warehousing, some for transportation, etc., etc. Like that's how typically this industry works. Like it's unorganized, fragmented. Am I right in that understanding?
They would normally work with a trader. A trader
Okay.
will take the supply chain.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay.
earlier they would go to a trader, tell them, I need lychees during this season, this much quantity at this place. Now the trader takes care of procurement, storing, distribution, and that is his forte.
Okay.
So he's the typical middleman.
Okay.
So
So he would know that, okay, from Himachal, this is the guy who has vehicles in Himachal who can deliver it at best cost. This is the right warehouse to store it at, etc., etc. So the trader would have that local knowledge to work with the right vendors and stitch it
Or
together.
maybe is put up a warehouse
Hmm.
because good
Okay.
rental.
Hmm.
So you might have put up a warehouse. Most of the traders do that.
Hmm.
After they start earning a little, first thing they do is put up their own warehouse,
Hmm.
earn that rental income as well as the trading income.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. So, who are like large players in this cold chain? I believe there's a company called Snowman.
Snowman is the only listed company in India.
Hmm.
Been in existence for almost, I think, 20, 25 years now. There are obviously there are other players. Gati was into cold chain, then Coldman was there. Uh, See, in the organized segment, the mid-level players are the kings. We don't have a large level player, very honestly.
Okay.
When you look at the entire logistics industry, cold chain does not have that one Shahrukh Khan.
Hmm.
There is no DHL, there is no Blue Dart, there is no large logistics company like All Cargo, not there in cold chain.
Hmm.
So it's being run by the mid-sized companies, and they constitute only 15% of the entire industry. 85% is still small guys, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 guys. It's a very fragmented, unorganized market where 85 to 90% of the entire asset class lies with the unorganized sector.
What is different about cold chain versus regular logistics? That regular logistics has more large organized players, but in cold chain it's not there. Is it that it's a smaller industry, so there's not too much investment happening in that sector, or what is it like?
Cold chain is scary.
Okay.
It is,
Huh.
it is a terrifying sector.
Okay.
Uh, in dry logistics, your warehouse does not have electricity, fine.
Hmm.
Vehicle gets somewhere, okay. Your distribution is late, not a problem. When it comes to cold chain, your AC unit shuts down, your products are screwed. Your
Hmm.
vehicle breaks down, your products are ruined. Your temperature is not maintained even by plus or minus 3, 4 degrees, your products start rotting.
Hmm.
Uh, Hold the product for too long, shelf life is over.
Hmm.
Uh, During handling, there is a huge wastage, which the client is now going to debit you for it. So it's an industry where people don't take a bet very soon because one, the know-how is not there on
Hmm.
how to maintain proper, what are the backups, how do you design a proper cold chain. And second, the investment is 2.5 times higher than what you would do in a dry supply chain,
Hmm.
whether it be a vehicle or a warehouse,
Hmm.
2.5x more.
Hmm.
So traditionally, people have been investing in dry because it's a little easier to pull off and you have a large customer base.
Hmm.
You have a dry warehouse, you can keep from tires to batteries to medicines to whatever you want.
Hmm.
But when it's to cold chain, you need to keep perishables.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
generally, work in one or two segments of perishables, but not everything.
Hmm. So you're saying in cold chain the tolerances are very low. You cannot have too many screw ups there, otherwise the product is gone, and
You can
then
you cannot have almost no screw ups there.
uh.
Too many is too many already.
Okay, okay, fascinating. um okay, understood. So now you're saying that it costs you 2.5 times to set up cold chain, be it warehouse or vehicle. Do you also earn 2.5 times?
Obviously, otherwise no one's investing. I mean,
Okay, okay.
even investors wouldn't be investing with us.
Hmm.
Yeah, you do earn 2.5 times. The problem is you end up losing the money in debits. Material is spoiled, it's a debit.
Hmm.
Handling, handling में damage हो गया, it's a debit.
Hmm.
So you end up losing a lot of money. So unless you have got robust systems, robust operations, robust tech, robust SOPs in place, the 2.5 times whittles away very fast.
So you almost need like a Six Sigma level of quality assurance to make money.
Without money for the Six Sigma.
Uh, okay, okay, okay.
Hiring Six Sigma professionals, your
Hmm.
cost will go up through the roof.
Hmm. 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 Okay. Okay. Uh, so, help me understand what you have built. Like, how do you ensure quality, temperature consistency? All those screw ups should not happen. How do you ensure that they don't happen?
See, when we started the company in 2020, we made a tagline, the true unbroken cold chain. Now, this tagline was very, very provocative, very bold, and it was not really something acceptable by the market that you claim to be the true unbroken cold chain. And obviously, we were not at that time. But the vision was always simple. Your supply chain is broken into primary, secondary, last mile distribution. You have got primary warehousing, secondary warehousing, and last mile storage. Now, when you and last is hyperlocal. Hyperlocal is basically going to be your up to your customer's house.
Hmm.
Last mile ends at a retailer or a store or a restaurant, but from there to your customer's house is the hyperlocal segment. From day one, we understood one thing. One, we are going to be asset light. We don't want to take money and put up three more cold storages. Doesn't solve for anything. It is just creating more wastage space. So we wanted to utilize assets in the market. We wanted to concentrate on tech, which would help us in tracking, tracing, analytics, predictions. So we started building the tech. Then we understood only building tech and giving a tech solution doesn't work in cold chain because the raw problems, transit damages, temperature loss during transit, negligence, handling of products in a wrong manner. Two fruits can be on a different temperature. One can be 2 to 8, one can be 15 to 25.
Hmm.
Understanding all that required operational excellence. So we decided that while we are building the tech, we will also be running the operations for the client because the client is looking for a complete solution. We started doing transportation first. In that also primary first. Then we launched secondary. Then we launched last mile. Then we launched warehousing. Then
What is primary and secondary?
primary is your interstate. So from any state to any state.
Hmm.
Secondary is your intrastate
Okay.
within the
Hmm.
distribution.
Hmm.
Last is inter and intra-city.
Hmm. Okay.
And I believe is up to a consumer's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how at least we look at it generally. That's how it is seen at. So we started with primary, introduced secondary, then introduced last mile, then introduced warehousing, introduced our hyperlocal division. Then we got into air cargo, we got into rail cargo. So today, Celsius is actually living up to the tagline that we created 5 years back.
Hmm.
So today, when we say true unbroken, that means I can pick up 5,000 tons of material from you, or I can pick up 500 grams of material from you, transport it across the country, deliver it to your client's house, track, trace, give you all the data, and give you the surety that we maintain temperature and we maintain quality.
Who were your first few clients? Like, how did the business get off the ground?
All agents, brokers, wholesalers,
Hmm. Okay.
retailers, distributors. I mean, obviously, the bigger brands wouldn't be looking at us. We were a young company
Hmm.
with a lot of dreams and a lot of aspirations on what we wanted to achieve. But we hadn't really achieved anything,
Hmm.
and we didn't have money. I mean, my first month's turnover was 8 lakh rupees. So that too came from God only, maybe 100 clients. So you
Wow.
could,
Okay.
our asset order value was what? So, but they were the first clients. Slowly we shifted to the bigger clients and the corporates. But yeah,
Is this a very working capital heavy business? Like, do you need to pay yeah, so you're aggregating supply
yeah,
and adding a technology layer and then selling it to clients? The supply
sure.
that you're aggregating, do you need to pay them before you get paid?
In 50% of the cases, and the
Wow.
balance 50%, we get paid and they get paid almost at the same time.
Mm, okay. How did you like? I'm sure in the early days it would have been very working capital intensive because the trust would not be there, right? You probably couldn't dictate payment terms to the suppliers who are supplying you. They would have wanted immediate payment because you were an unknown brand, and because you are struggling to get clients, so you would have agreed to
Longer.
Yeah,
comes
yes,
worthless
yeah.
with no money. Yes, we did. We did that.
How did you fund all that then? Like through your savings or like?
No, we begged, borrowed, and we stole. Begged me to give money,
Yeah.
borrowed from all the friends,
Mm,
and stole all the savings that we had in our own accounts.
mm.
Yeah, yeah. We pretty much exhausted every avenue that we had for generating cash
Mm,
and that up in the business
mm,
till we went into fundraising and landed our first check, then landed our second, then third, then fourth.
mm.
Then it kept going on
Okay. Uh, Where did you land your first check?
through 85 high net worth individuals.
Wow.
So a check size of anywhere between 1 lakh to 10 lakh.
Okay.
And the mehnat behind getting that was equal to 200 crore check.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure. I'm
Hindi
sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like this was all like cold calling, using your network, etc. Like same that beg, borrow, steal kind of.
all like frozen calling.
Oh.
Cold was cold calling was a good situation for us. We had to do frozen callings because number of calls spent 12 hours a day. So we were three founders, right? One
Hmm,
was looking after tech, the other was looking after the company, and I was on a Zoom call or a meet call or a physical meet
hmm.
from 2020 till now. I mean, it
Wow.
never stopped. Still
Hmm,
doing that.
hmm,
But the quantum changes.
hmm,
Earlier, I was doing a 1 hour call to get a 5 lakh check.
hmm,
Now I do 1 hour call to get a 200 crore check.
hmm,
That's
hmm,
the
hmm, hmm, hmm,
difference.
hmm. Okay. 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 I guess your first major check came in 2024, right? The big
De-
check.
define major because trust me, the 1 crore check we got was also major. That was,
Okay. Okay.
uh, very honestly, that was more major than the 100 crore check we got in 2024.
Hmm.
Uh, that 1 crore was a lifesaver. We partied hardest when we landed our first 1 crore check,
Hmm.
uh, and landing a 200 crore check. The party was smaller. So for us, that was a major part.
Okay. And when was this 1 crore check? 2020.
2021
Hmm.
June, July, somewhere between
Okay.
June and
Okay. 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 Amazing. Um, Now you're putting a technology layer, aggregating supply, putting a technology layer on top of it. I'm sure the layer is not all software. Help me understand that layer which you're putting on top of, aggregated trucks and warehouses, because you would need the data to feed into your software. That data collection would need sensors, like physical hardware.
yeah, devices and stuff. No,
So,
okay, so
hmm,
it's not aggregating supply and then putting a tech layer.
hmm,
It's actually building the tech layer and then aggregating supply into the tech layer.
hmm,
So we first built the tech layer,
hmm.
then started aggregating supply
Help me
because
understand, like, just if you can zoom in on this. What's the difference between these two approaches? What exactly did you do?
okay, so either you could have gone the way that you started talking to transporter, going to client, get to some vehicles, place it with the client, and do this entire transaction manually on the phone, give them updates on WhatsApp. What we did is first we built the TMS, the transport management solution.
Hmm,
It's concentrated on cold chain.
hmm,
There are different TMS softwares in the market, but almost all of them uh, are banking towards the dry logistics. We created a completely cold-based transport management solution, which concentrated on temperature, humidity, different kind of SLAs. We got IoT devices installed so that we could get live data on the platform.
hmm.
And once it was done, we started spreading into the market, aggregating more and more trucks. So our platform was born first and the trucks came later. From
A-
day one, we have been able to give the clients a tech solution.
hmm. What does a TMS do? Like it's for route planning and tracking which vehicle is where? Or like what exactly is a TMS?
So a transport management solution starts with you booking a truck. So you will come online, you will give the information. I need a truck from Mumbai to Delhi, which has to be 15 tons. I need to carry apples, which are at 2 to 8 degrees, or I need to carry ready to eat frozen foods, which are at minus 24. You'll give this information on the TMS ka booking form.
Hmm.
After that, a vehicle gets assigned to you. Then the vehicle starts the journey, and you will be able to track the vehicle live. You will be able to see the temperature live. You will be able to download reports. You will understand the ETA. You will understand uh, any delays, any problems. And when the vehicle reaches its unloading point, you'll be able to see the invoices, the proof of delivery, everything online.
Hmm.
And then invoice is generated, and you pay for the trip online. So the
Okay.
TMS takes care of all of this.
Hmm.
From
Hmm.
from our perspective, this is from the client's perspective. From our perspective, a TMS will track the inquiries coming in, track the vehicle locations, match the vehicle to the inquiries coming in, then do in time with enough data, do predictability patterns on which season, which location, how many vehicles, what size vehicles, which product will be up during the next quarter, which product will be down, which area will give more business, which area will give us less business. So the TMS predicts all this.
And you have like coordinators who will speak to your supply and tell them that I need more vehicles in Shimla because it's apple harvesting season, for example. Like that kind of coordination you would be doing with vendors.
We have sales team, but with vendors we don't need coordination, because now after 5 years of data, we have a very high predictability rate on understanding where vehicles will be needed in which season and the quantity of vehicles. Like we can predict from December, Mahabaleshwar will need daily 50 vehicles for strawberry movement. So the vehicles are now planned and assigned by our TMS to move towards Maharashtra and Mahabaleshwar, so that we can service the strawberry season. So this is just an example of what I'm trying to explain to you, what the TMS does.
Hmm.
But this is a pan India thing.
Hmm.
We know warmth is more active in this season. Ice cream is more active in summer season. But even in ice cream, certain areas are more active than other areas during summer. So we deep dive into that much of data analysis to understand before the season hits where to move our assets, where to move our vendors, which area to service more. All that is tracked and understood by the TMS.
So your vendors would get like a next 30 days sheet, like next 30 days, this is where I need your vehicle, something like that.
No, no, they see, our vendors work with us how? They log into their app, they
Hmm.
get an inquiry.
Hmm.
Your vehicle has moved from Mumbai to Kolkata. When they reach Kolkata, they see a new inquiry for Kolkata to Chennai.
Hmm.
When they reach Chennai, they have a inquiry for Chandigarh.
Hmm.
We don't have to bother about predictions, algorithms, collections, sales, none of it. They take care of the transit. That also our operations team is taking care of the actual transit, coordinating with the driver. The vendors make sure that the vehicles are serviced, maintained properly. The drivers are paid on time, EMIs are paid on time, vehicle is in good condition. All this predictability is on our part. We are not giving them any predictions for the next 1 month. For them, it's a trip to trip basis, and they don't bother with where my vehicle is going to run, because their next load is ready with us.
Hmm. What is the next action after this prediction? So, say you need more vehicles in Mahabaleshwar. What
Yeah.
next?
So what our software will do is it will start routing vehicles pan India towards Mahabaleshwar during the right season. That
Okay.
means it will give reference to the inquiries which are heading towards Maharashtra more.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
We know now we have to route more vehicles there.
Hmm.
So when there is no demand in Maharashtra, the demand is going to come after 10 days.
Hmm.
Our vehicle will now start routing the last trip of the vehicle. Our system will now start routing those vehicles to Maharashtra.
Okay. 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 Fascinating. Okay. Typically, the vehicle is paid like a per kilometer basis. How does that happen? The
Fixed charge,
commercials.
charge on a lane.
Okay.
Uh,
So
So
like Chennai,
let 50.
Calcutta will have a fixed price, for example.
Yeah.
Uh,
We also get paid a fixed price.
mm.
Similarly, we also pay a fixed price for that.
These would be like market rates, and maybe based
Yeah,
on
yeah.
petrol
We
prices, the
don't
rates
charge
get
any
revised.
premium.
Mm.
Celsius always works in market rate. We don't
Mm.
charge a premium.
Mm.
We make
Mm.
our
Mm.
money by increasing the number of trips a vehicle does, not by undercutting the value of each trip. So instead of doing three and a half, 4 trips a month, you will do 6 trips a month.
Okay. So if I am a vendor who's signing up on Celsius, on a per trip basis, I might be getting paid less than if I was to independently source business, but I'm getting assured business. I'm getting more volume, so that makes up for lower prices.
At the end of the month, you'll earn more,
Mm.
and the statement that you would get more if you were sourcing is also wrong, because 99% of our clients won't work with individual transporters. There's
Okay.
no guarantee for the safety of the material. There is no backup. See,
Mm.
again, perishable industry. If you
Mm.
have two vehicles and you want to work with Parag Dairy, if they fill your vehicle and your vehicle breaks down, what kind of support can you offer?
Mm.
Their entire material will go to waste. All that they will debit you is the price of the journey. That's maybe 1 lakh rupees, and they have got 90 lakh worth of material in the vehicle. So
Mm.
most of the clients will want to work with people who can provide backup, have a team, have the expertise, a professional company.
Mm.
So you remember I told you 85% is unorganized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unorganized player cannot work with these companies directly.
Mm.
Now we work with them and we take these guys. So a small transporter from Chennai today would be working with Dr. Reddy's
Mm.
via us, obviously. We
Mm.
we own the contract,
Mm.
and then we would be passing it on to them. What the clients believe is what we have built, the software, the SOPs, the team, is what is worthy of service.
Mm.
They all know we don't own any vehicles. They all know we are asset light,
Mm.
but we keep getting business year on year. Our average growth with clients is almost 130% year on year.
Wow.
Uh, that happens because of superior service.
Mm. Okay. 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 Amazing. What's the margin like for you? Like, how much do you charge a client for one trip, out of which how much do you get to keep? How much is given to the vendor?
Okay, so first of all, there is no fixed margin.
Hmm.
Yeah, there are a lot of parameters there. What product, what lane, what season, what vehicle, size of vehicle, frequency of requirement, one time hai, full month ka hai, it's a contract, it's no contract. So pricing is very complex. There's no standard per kilometer charge like a courier delivery.
Hmm.
1 kilo हुआ था इतना 2 kilo हुआ था इतना. It's nothing like that. So pricing is very, very vast in this.
Hmm.
I mean, Bombay, Delhi, 15 tons of apple is different from Bombay, Delhi, 15 tons of pharma.
Okay.
Uh,
Hmm.
Temperature is the same. Both
Hmm.
are 2
Hmm.
but
Hmm. Hmm.
price is
Hmm.
so it all depends upon uh, all these factors. So there is no standard pricing in this.
Hmm. But like, what is an average margin that you can keep?
I mean, if you're talking about what our gross margins are,
Yes, gross
then that
margin.
would be confidential, and I'm not really talking about it on a very open forum. We
Like,
we we do make good money,
huh.
but the thing to remember here is our vendors make good money.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
so,
Yeah, that
the vet-
because of the efficiencies and repeat business, like you're giving
uh,
them volume, like more business and.
more business,
Hmm.
less breakdowns,
Hmm.
more support,
Hmm.
less take with collections.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, it's an end-to-end thing. If their vehicle breaks down in the middle of Guwahati,
Hmm.
a transporter really does not have any recourse. But we
Hmm.
have a team.
Hmm.
We tie up with Ashok Leyland and Tatas, and we make sure that vehicles is serviced soon, back on the road soon.
Hmm.
Driver needs some help. Our team makes sure that that is there.
Hmm.
So for the vendor, for the transporter, we are not just a inquiry platform. For them, we are end-to-end uh, partner.
Yeah, you're a livelihood platform for them, basically. Like,
We are a partner. I
hmm.
mean,
Hmm.
without them, we don't work. Without us, they don't get the business. It's a
Like Uber, like you rightly said, like people buy vehicles for putting them on Uber, right? So I imagine it would be similar for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a program called VVY,
Hmm.
Vahan Yojana,
Hmm.
which is for commercial vehicles, what Uber did for taxis.
Hmm.
So
As in
people are
you help with financing, helping them get loans.
so we help them get the loans. We don't finance it. We
Hmm.
don't become a part of their loan, but we help. We
Hmm.
sign a agreement with them. Basis on that agreement, banks give them loans. They get much better rates. They get uh, much better interest rates and cost of the vehicle.
Hmm.
That also reduces conversion.
Okay. You have like the power of group buying, so you're able to get them lower
Exactly.
cost vehicle. Okay, okay, amazing. Um, okay. So, what about sensors and all? Do vehicles come already equipped with sensors? Like you would need to know, like GPS and temperature. These two data points you would need for every vehicle, right? So, are these already pre-built into vehicles, or do you have to install them?
No, none of the vehicles have it pre-built. IoT package has to be installed. So now when somebody buys a new vehicle, it comes pre-installed, but it is installed separately. As in the OEMs don't really do this.
Hmm.
We have tied up with IoT manufacturers who do this. So it's not just temperature and GPS. We have got a AC on-off sensor so that the if somebody switches off the AC manually, we come to know immediately. We
Hmm.
have got a door opening sensor for either theft or if somebody keeps the door open for longer, we have alerts built in because the moment you open the door, temperature is gone, right? So
Right.
you shut the door fast. It's
Hmm.
like your a fridge ka door.
Right.
You wouldn't keep it open and just leave it open.
Hmm.
So similarly, you need to close. So there's a door sensor, there's a GPS sensor. There are two temperature sensors. There is one AC on-off sensor. In some vehicles, there's a fuel sensor. In pharma vehicles, there are two cameras. There is a ADAS feature built into the cameras.
What is
Uh,
ADAS?
Advanced driver management systems. So these are when driver is sleepy or
Okay.
driver is not wearing a seat belt
Hmm.
or the driver is drunk. Uh, he's driving outside his number of hours of driving. All
Hmm.
that is by the camera.
Hmm.
So these are all the systems put into a vehicle. Similarly, similar systems are put into warehousing, and very similar systems go into every rider, every last mile vehicle.
Hmm.
So the entire ecosystem is connected with IoT devices.
Hmm. Okay, okay. For pharma, you need more sensors because it's high value product, I assume. Like a loss over there would mean much bigger loss than Apple's.
Yep. Not just because of loss, it is
Hmm.
also because these are all life saving drugs, medicines. You wouldn't want to consume medicines which have lost temperature and then made temperature. Your vaccines, if they were not being stored at minus 20 degrees, they would be ineffective.
Okay.
Who want to monitor them more closely. And obviously, pharma industry has stricter norms,
Hmm.
but those norms are what gives us the surety that medicine and vaccine that we are taking are actually effective.
Hmm. Okay. These are more critical products and lower tolerances. Okay. 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 Got it. Okay. And how does pricing work for warehouse service? So, like for transport service, you told me like there are fixed rates for different routes, and based on the product that you are transporting, things like that will determine pricing. What about for warehousing?
That's pretty standard, like a per pallet rate. A pallet is about 1 ton of material,
Hmm.
anywhere between 800 kg to 1 ton.
Hmm.
So whatever you're sending, divided by that is the number of pallets you're sending.
Hmm.
So storing, and there is a per pallet charge depending upon, but that charge also differs depending upon which city, which area, which season, off season less, on season more, metro cities more, tier two cities less. So, and whether it's frozen or chilled or ambient, again, a lot of parameters.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
but the standard, it's a per pallet rate.
Hmm. In of your total top line, what percentage is transport? What percentage is warehouse? What percentage is other services?
About 60% is transport. It's the oldest and the biggest segment for us,
Hmm.
uh, where because that's a 5-year-old segment. Warehouse is a 2-year-old segment which takes about 20% of our turnover. Our new age business, which takes care of the hyperlocal deliveries, the air cargo, the road transport, the project with Blinkit for fruits and vegetables, that takes care of about 15%. That's a year-old department. And the balance goes into pharma, which is a 5-month-old department.
Okay. Okay. Why get into hyperlocal? I mean, there are specialized hyperlocal like Blinkit, Zepto, even I'm sure Licious and all would have their own hyperlocal setup in place. Why get into that segment? I mean, it seems like a very crowded segment where it is already organized. Whereas the other segments you are in are unorganized. So it makes sense for you to come in and focus on those.
Who do you think does the hyperlocal for Licious?
Do you do it?
We are a B2B, right? We are not a B2C. When
Okay.
you see somebody doing hyperlocal, somebody is actually supplying them with the assets or the hyperlocal.
Hmm. Hmm.
We are in that space.
Okay.
We are not doing hyperlocal in the sense that you see, because
Hmm. Okay.
I'm not
So it's
Zomato.
demand led basically. If Licious told you, I want you to handle hyperlocal for me in Chandigarh, then you will do it.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That's
uh,
how we do. We
hmm,
handle last mile. We take it to the stores. If
hmm,
they want local deliveries to be done, they will tell us, okay, appoint 10 riders. So we the bags. So their branded bags we will buy. We will make sure that everything is ready. Riders go pick it up.
hmm,
Uh, so again, we are the backbone upon which the supply chain works. We are not the front-facing company.
hmm, hmm,
We are all
hmm,
the front-facing companies.
hmm,
So like the electric bike riders.
hmm,
The electric bikes are owned and operated by somebody else,
hmm.
but they're used by Zomato and Swiggy
Yeah.
for deliveries.
Hmm. Uh, what is the margin profile for these various businesses? Like, I'm not asking you to give me numbers, but which businesses have better margins? Which businesses are currently low margins, but you feel with volume they will be more profitable? Help me. Like, I'm sure you would have done these analysis.
Yeah. See, that's pretty standard. It's not a trade secret.
Hmm.
Transport is always the lowest margin, high volume business.
Okay.
Warehousing is higher margin, higher volume. Uh, New age is low volume, high margin, and pharmaceutical is middle volume, high margin.
Okay.
So, and this is pretty standard even in dry.
Hmm.
It's not something revolutionary or suddenly you cannot make more money, because, like I said, we work on market standards.
Hmm.
We really do a premium pricing because we are giving you India's only tech platform, the first tech platform, first this, all this first and unbroken and true unbroken does not come at a premium.
Hmm.
If it did come at a premium, we wouldn't survive in the market.
Hmm.
At the end
Yeah.
of the day, it corrects itself and gets the right costing out. Uh, so, yeah, margin profiles are
Uh,
markets.
I would have thought that hyperlocal would not be very profitable because um, the asset utilization, like, I mean, for travel, I'm sure asset utilization is pretty high. Like for the transportation business, for warehousing business, also, you could probably have predictable asset utilization and plan accordingly. Um, it seems to me that the hyperlocal business would not have predictable utilization patterns for you to ensure uh, asset utilization and stuff like that, and therefore it would not be so profitable as compared to transportation or warehousing.
Okay, so that is true for the dry segment. The orders can ebb and flow very high.
Hmm.
But when it comes to the perishable segment, it's pretty predictable because strawberries,
Hmm.
it's gonna be in season from November to Feb only. It's not like if you suddenly have a demand in July, you can supply a lot of strawberries. Not gonna happen.
Hmm.
So during that season, because it's a short shelf life product and a short manufacturing product, the demand is very high. So
Hmm.
obviously the services are high and obviously the margins are high.
Hmm.
Uh, so when it comes to cold chain, some of the economics change when it comes to dry.
Hmm.
So, very honestly, cold chain gives you more money. All over the world, you will see cold chain as being one of the premium offerings in the market.
Hmm.
सिर्फ इंडिया है जहाँ पे cold chain was being treated like a foster child
Hmm.
uh, and
Because it's
shunned
high
away.
risk, basically.
High
So,
risk.
so people
But
stayed away.
see, all over the world, people realize high risk of cold chain was worth it because it dealt with perishables.
Hmm.
And with, you have seen how the hunger index works, right? We slipped on the ranking. The world over, there is a shortage of food. Uh, there is no place who can say we are self-sufficient, we don't need anything else. Population is ever expanding. So the only way mankind survives is when you are handling your perishables properly.
Hmm.
How much money can you make if you don't have anything to eat?
Hmm.
So eat and medicine. I love to say this that roti, kapda, makan, and dawai,
Yeah.
the basic necessities of a human.
Yeah.
Out of roti and dawai is what we deal in.
Right. Yeah. 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 Hmm.
कपड़ा
Hmm.
ठीक है, नहीं भी पहना चलेगा, but you cannot do
Hmm.
with roti.
Hmm.
So it is a very profitable industry. Only problem was people were not exploring it properly,
Hmm.
and some facts scare away most of the industry. We hope to become the shining example in cold chain that yes, please come, invest, make money. It is possible to do.
Hmm.
That's what we are hoping to be in the coming years.
Hmm. How much money have you raised in the last 2 years? You said in 24 you raised 100 crores.
Yeah, in 25 we raised 250 crores. We've raised about 400 crores in total.
Okay. Um, Considering you are asset light, why do you need so much money?
Tech expansion, team expansion, area expansion. We are in more than 600 cities now. We'll be touching 1,000 cities by March. Working capital requirement. Tech obviously is expensive to make. Uh, money goes there. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not any one place where it is going. We are not investing into assets. We are investing into capturing the market.
Hmm.
In 5 years, we have operations running in more than 600 cities. In
Okay.
5 years, closing in on 500 crores of turnover.
Hmm.
All this has been possible because we were able to invest into expansion, not
Hmm.
into asset.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, that's where the money goes. So we have built a team of about 400 people, and it is a future-proof team. That means these guys can take care of 1,000, 1,500 crore turnover.
Hmm.
And you have to keep building that before the demand comes in.
Hmm.
Perishables is something that people need to go through training. Even the best, I've got people from DHL, from Reliance, from Delivery join us. But even those guys need to go through a 2, 3 month training to understand cold.
Hmm.
They've spent life in logistics, but cold is different. They
Hmm.
need to understand that. So all this, the money goes into all that.
What does your org chart look like? Like, what are the major functions and how many people in those functions? What are they doing?
So 3 founders, CEO, CO, CTO. Then the L1 has got a business head for every division. Transport has one business head. Hyperlocal has one business head. Warehouse, pharma, operations, finance. These have got businesses.
Hmm.
These are guys who are more qualified than me, who have spent more time in logistics than me, and are better people than me.
Hmm.
My L1.
Hmm.
Under them, they have their city heads, national heads, they have their executives, sales, operations. Everyone has their own hierarchies.
Uh,
All in all, 400 such people.
What do these city heads do? Are these ops people or sales people?
Either, both. Uh, the kind of work you have in cold chain, there is a lot of mixed functionality.
Hmm.
So while there are few people who are just sales, who are just ops, a majority of the people handle both.
Okay. Uh, so it seems like this would not be an industry where sales is a big challenge. Like you need a
Demand
dedicated.
is the challenge, yeah.
Okay. If
When
you're.
you write
Hmm.
solutions, demand is not really your big headache.
Hmm.
Your this industry, the big headache is the supply, not the
Okay.
demand.
Okay. So it's more about crafting the right solution for each customer, basically. Like when Blinkit wanted you to handle fresh produce, you would have probably needed to create that solution from scratch. So therefore, you need an ops guy to do sales, because only an ops guy can make the right solution.
Correct. So
Mm.
there is a mixed role now because he is also increasing sales with Blinkit,
Hmm.
but he's also creating on-ground solutions.
Hmm.
And eventually, we don't need to appoint one more guy for handling Blinkit.
Hmm.
That same one doing this.
Right. Okay, okay, interesting. Um, w- what do you? So you're closing for 500 crores.
Yeah.
This Snowman, which is the listed entity in this space, what kind of turnover do they do? Like, where would you rank in this industry?
So roughly around 500 crores is what Snowman also does.
Okay.
Ranking wise, very honestly, we would be right at the top now.
Hmm.
But that's not really an achievement. The top is actually very low. We have not. No one has reached the top here.
Okay.
So I would out of the first 10 ranks, there is nobody in India.
Hmm.
We ranking from the 11th rank.
How big is this market?
Huge. I
Like,
mean,
what's the TAM?
I'll tell you. Dairy industry is $120 billion industry. The industry altogether, not
Hmm.
logistics.
Hmm.
Pharma is a $80 billion industry. Agriculture, no one has really been able to map the size of it. Modern trade, horeca, Q-commerce, e-commerce, seafood, meat, all this put together would be about a $500 billion industry.
Hmm.
And they spend about 13 to 15% on logistics and warehousing.
Hmm.
And 70% of that would be cold, especially for industries like dairy and pharma. 70% is cold.
Hmm.
So we are looking at anywhere between 40 to $50 billion logistics industry
Wow.
in cold.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, that's amazing. Which is why I guess a lot of investors would have been excited, because you've raised a lot of money in just last 2 years. I guess most of the 400 crores you raised in the last 2 years only, right?
Yeah. 24 and 25 have been big years for us.
Hmm.
And that's also pushed us uh, from from 100 crore turnover to almost reaching 500 crore turnover. That's the kind of growth we have been able to do.
Like 23, you closed at 100.
23 we closed at 100. Yeah.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So, what's the road ahead? How do you see the next, say, 5 years going?
Okay. So obviously, expansion into the new divisions that we have started. Pharma will be something big, which is going to grow into a huge division for us. The air cargo, the rail, we'll be going into cross border. We'll be entering into shipping. We will also be launching into different countries. We'll be looking forward to an IPO event. So next 5 years is going to be crazy busy for us.
What's your IPO benchmark? At what kind of top line will you plan to do an IPO?
Once we cross 1,000 crores,
So maybe like two years at best, right?
that's the plan. 2-3 years, we should be
Hmm.
entering into a IPO kind of a situation.
Amazing, amazing. And do you think you'll need to raise more funds?
We will be doing one round before that,
Hmm.
generally like a pre-IPO round,
Right.
but I don't think more than that. One
Okay.
round before IPO and then IPO.
Okay. So, what's your advice to founders, both in terms of like a founder who wants to build within this space that you're in, and in general, like you had almost 2 decades of experience before starting Celcius as an entrepreneur, uh,
Wow.
and I'm sure that journey was of a different scale. Like, what was the peak revenue you hit in that journey, the previous manufacturing business?
What I'm doing monthly here now was my yearly there.
So what made that step change happen? Like now, uh,
COVID made that step change happen. I mean,
okay.
manufacturing unit shut down in COVID, and
Hmm.
me and my co-founders were just sitting at home one evening having drinks, just chilling because no work. And the entire idea of Celcius, including the logo of Celcius, the tagline of Celsius, everything was created in a matter of 5 hours.
Hmm.
And that tagline and that logo has not changed till date.
Hmm.
So that is what prompted Celsius. Otherwise, being a homegrown entrepreneur, a family business kind of a thing, you don't really get to innovate too much. It's more about getting the bread at the end of the day, no support. Today, I've got some fantastic investors on board. I mean, they are my sounding board, they are my guides. They help in understanding how we can create a bigger business, how to expand. But a traditional business is more about your own gut feelings and taking the risks, then taking smaller risk. Obviously, you can take a bigger risk. Uh, so honestly, very, very different kind of.
What are your lessons, for people who aspire to have that kind of step change? This is like a massive. So you're now like 12x of what you were doing 5 years ago. What made that step change possible? Is it about finding the right market, or is it about uh, being tech friendly, or is it about taking bigger risks? What is it that made this happen?
See, very honestly, you hedge your risk by the idea you have. It depends upon your dedication on the idea. There is no idea in the world which will work on day one. That's for
Hmm.
sure.
But
It will not.
all family businesses are run by extremely hardworking entrepreneurs, right? They work 15 hours a day. So that dedication is not something which causes you to hit that kind of 12x jump.
So when it comes to startups,
Hmm.
you are generally not doing something which is an existing demand in the market, or you have a special product in the market, or like you're making gaskets for Mahindra and Mahindra.
Hmm.
That business, right? That's
Yeah.
a grown business. You make
And I'm
gaskets.
sure the person running that business would be working 12 hours a day for sure.
Well,
Like, yeah.
he's like working 18 hours a day.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
100.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he's making gaskets so that Mahindra and Mahindra can have the gasket for their vehicles,
Hmm.
and it's a specialized gasket. That's a business.
Hmm.
Uh, Startup is when you want to create Mahindra and Mahindra, but
Okay.
not in
So,
the industry which exists. An industry which does not exist. People don't know about it.
hmm,
You
hmm,
are
hmm,
creating a solution for a gap in the market.
hmm,
You found a gap and you say, "Oh, this is not there. Let me create it. Let
hmm,
me create something that will not only work in my city, but in
hmm,
my state, in my country, but all over the world."
hmm,
When aspirations like that, where you think the gap that you saw is something you can scale up exponentially,
hmm,
is to enter startup.
hmm. So, like the limitation is your ambition. Like you're limited by your ambition.
Your imagination,
Hmm,
not ambition. Ambition, see, very honestly, ambition everyone has.
hmm,
I mean, every office going person is ambitious enough to create their own company.
hmm,
Are they imaginative enough to imagine that company before it is created?
hmm,
Being able to say, I will create the true unbroken cold chain
hmm,
versus being able to create the true unbroken cold chain are two very different things.
hmm, hmm, hmm,
So, are you able to imagine the company that you will achieve? Because
hmm,
then give you the strength to go through the hardships.
hmm,
But if you're not able to imagine it yourself, how do you convince an investor on that imagination, on that idea? How
hmm,
do you convince the investor on that vision if you are not able to see that path and that end place very clear?
hmm, 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 hmm,
I honestly believe that is one of the biggest differentiations between a startup founder
hmm,
and entrepreneur.
hmm.
It's not that either of them work any less than the other,
Yeah.
but mindset
Hmm.
for
The vision. Hmm,
the vision. For me, I will make gaskets for Mahindra and Mahindra today, and I will make it for Tata also tomorrow.
hmm.
I will sell this product to three people.
Yeah.
Versus, I will create a product which people don't know is required, and then the world will want it.
Hmm,
Two different.
hmm. So, if there's one takeaway from this conversation, it's to dream big.
Nah, to imagine big.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fascinating. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Swarup. I had a lot of fun.
Same here, Akshay. Same here. Thank you so
Mm.
much.